Welcome to How We Roll Auto.
Okay, back from the parts store, and it turns out the ripple voltage on the alternator was 4 times higher than what it was supposed to be. So I'm not an expert on anything electrical. Never heard of ripple voltage before. If you know what that's all about, let me know. But from looking online, it says that that can cause the starter to turn weak because I guess the current going through the cables gets too high and there's too much resistance. So anyway, the alternator failed the test, so I bought a new one, which was fun to figure out which one it was because I don't know the year of this motor because I can't see the numbers on the back of the block to ID it because it's so close to the firewall, and I've tried a borescope, a light, all sorts of things. I just can't see back there. So it's a guessing game. You bring the part down, you find the guru at the parts store, the oldest guy working there, and he helped me out, and he got me a new alternator, and I just got to swap the pulleys now. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So my original alternator came off. If you can see, this has a serpentine pulley, a little hex head inside with a nut. The replacement has got a V-belt pulley on it with just a nut, and there's no hex head inside that one, which is interesting. So let's see if this actually works. Not sure I even have the right pulley puller to do this, or what I'm going to need, but we're going to give this a shot. First we'll try taking this nut off. I'm hoping that the impact does it without having to have anything to hold this belt, but we'll see. Easy peasy. I'm guessing it's pressed on. Nope. Okay. Well, let's hope this one's just as easy. No, it's going to have to be pushed off or something. There's a washer in there. I need to get a pick to get that out. Oh, maybe I can pull it off. This is feels incredibly easy to me. Okay. Well, that was hard. I thought I was going to need a puller and everything. So what I do need, I'll put this one back on here. What I do need is I'm going to take the bracket off the back of this old alternator here and swap it over to. Okay, this bracket here. Doesn't look like anything special. That. So let's clean this thing up. Okay, I'm hoping this is the fix to this problem. We shall see. Take out these cheap dollar store garbage gloves. I gotta ask the warden to stop buying those. While we're waiting on some parts to dry here, a little bracket on the back of the alternator, I'll remove the wheels and tires from this side. Put the PV blaster on all the brake line fittings and rubber bolts. Not gonna do anything with them today, but I want them to soak as long as possible. So when I do something, hopefully they come off. When I say these are the lightest tires I've ever seen. Well, these things are, man, if that's 20 pounds, I'd be surprised. Light. Alright, so for my next trick, I got a table saw back there because, you know, I don't have some big fancy shop. So I'm going to see what I can reach and get off as far as lug nuts, but I think I have to pull the table saw this direction and I come from the backside to pull the tire off once it's let loose. So let's see how this goes. This ought to go famously. Come on. Imagine that. Nothing but the finest. This thing out of my way. Never hold something heavy by the cord. Okay. These drums are $156 a piece new. I think I'm just gonna have them turned. The old PV blaster. Around the caliper pins. Get it all over the floor. Get down the brake hoses. It seems pretty freaking tight. It looks like crap, but it seems pretty tight. Okay, we got all those wheel cylinder bolts lubed up, brake lines on the back, brake lines on the front, caliper pins on the front. I've never been one of those guys that rushes anything, but I'm impatient. This thing's still a little tacky. Help line this bracket up while I tighten her. There we go. Okay. That's on. What a beauty. What a beauty. Let's hope this is the winner chicken dinner. Cross all your appendages for good luck. Okay, gonna put this new alternator on and see how she turns out. That's a accident waiting to happen there, but we're gonna leave it there anyway. All balls, no brains. Came with a new little screw, so I don't have to worry about losing this one after all. Let's see if I can lose both. Get the right size for this. 10 millimeter, who would have guessed? Who would have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? These bolts I put out here. Placeholders. Not placeholders, but put them in their place so I wouldn't lose them. goes on here. That's how the Australians say here. World's longest short bolt. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I hate these cheap gloves. Some people are like, why are you wearing gloves? Be real, man, don't wear gloves. Well, I don't like grease under my fingernails. It grosses me out. Call me a wimp. Call me what you will. Same old fashioned. Same, you know. Over the hill. All that song lyric stuff. I'm not supposed to do. If you follow my channel and you're wondering what's up with the Roadrunner or the Belvedere, so the Belvedere last time we took it out, took it to a car show, and it seems like the front brakes are dragging, so I got to get to that. I haven't driven it since. I got to pull it out and check that. I have suspicions about the booster in that, because that brakes in that car have always been super touchy. I didn't build the car. I bought it like that, so I'll have to inspect on that further. Lucretia McEvil, the 72 Roadrunner, it's like it's always been all summer. I've got this weird harmonic noise at about 70 to 75 miles an hour, so I suspect that it's in the transmission, the bearing, the tail shaft bearing, but don't really know. You drive normal speeds and everything's fine. You can't tell any difference. I've had the tires rebalanced twice. I put new drive. I had the drive shaft balanced twice. New joints in the drive shaft. I've even put a new entire carrier in the back. It's 8¾ brand new, you know, bearing back there, brand new gears back there. Nothing seems to fix it. But I'm gonna try. I'm going to take the old tires that came off the car, the 14-inch Magnum 500s. I'll clean those up, paint them, take them and have new tires put on them, because they are at least, they were on there when I bought the car. And I bought the car in like 2001. So they're pretty old. They're not really cracked or nothing, but I don't trust them. So I'll put new tires on that, and I'll try driving it down the road. I'll get to about 70, 75 miles an hour until I hear the noise. I'll shut the car off and put it in neutral. And see if the noise goes away, to determine whether it's in the drive, if it's in the tires, or if it's in the. My luck, I'll put those tires on it, drive it, and it'll be fine. And if that's the case, then that sucks, because I love the tire, the fitment and tire look of the steel wheels and the big 295s I put on it. So we'll see what happens. But I'll get to those after I get this thing up and running. I get this thing moving on its own power. I'll pull this out, I'll drive this, put it on the road, and work on it as we go. But in the meantime, I'll bring the other two cars in, and one at a time, and work on those and show that video. So if you're interested in that, what's going on there, keep on watching. Okay, now take up this belt. Okay, alternator's on. Hopefully that bad ripple voltage is was the culprit. Let's turn the key and see how fast she spins and what she sounds like. Not the answer. We'll keep looking. Pulled the fuse for the electric fan just to isolate that out of the equation. Hopefully there's nothing wrong there and it's not drawing too much current or something weird. But let's try this now. Big fat nope. Alrighty, okie dokie, and all that fun stuff. So, turns out the ripple voltage doesn't seem to be the problem. New alternator, same result here. Bad. So, if anybody has any other ideas, I mean, I think I'm going to check the, neutral safety switch and all the wiring that's going up from the alternator all the way up and whatnot. I'm, just got to keep going through it and seeing where the problem is. But if anybody has any ideas, leave them in the comments. I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy not even playing a professional on YouTube. So, help a brother out. So, when I get discouraged on something, I just move on to, put that on pause and move on to a different part of the project. And figured I'd take the front brakes apart, get the rotors down, get them turned. Okay. Find a way to hang this. Ruin it. Ruined it. Get a little trusty zip ties. There we go. She's hung up. Let's cap off of here. Wow. Oh. We'll be changing those. What do fuel bearings sound like? Oh, I don't want to swear. I do, but I'm not gonna. There we go. There we go. Sitting right next to the old toolbox. I just turn around and, hey, look, there's my stuff. Boop, 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 boop. Take the old castle nut off. Let's put it in a glove, because let's not put it in that glove because it's got crap all over it. Let's put it in this glove. Ow. There's a fender there. In case anybody was wondering. Put this in another glove. Take a used glove, like so. Like a used glove like so. You put your hand in it. Grab it. And then you just whoop. Of course I ripped the glove, but that's besides the point. Cheap dollar store Chinesium. I got to say about these gloves. Take this rotor. Looks like it's got a lot of life left to it. We'll get that thing turned. And then we'll move on to the other side. Here we go. The other side went remarkably well, so I'm expecting this to be a total disaster over here. And off to my favorite place in the world, the parts store. All loaded up. I got the drums, rotors, wheels and tires in the back of the Dodge here. And we'll take these, get them all turned, and then maybe in the next week or so, I'll go put some new shoes on them rims. Not sure what I'm going to go with yet. I don't want to go with the Mickey tops and stuff. They're cool and all that, but you know, I got to have something that's streetable for some miles. So I'll try to get a similar size, but I think the backs, I don't know what they are, but I think the backs were a little too wide. They were kind of rubbing on the inside fender well, I could see. So we'll probably step those down a size anyway and go from there. Okie dokie.